The movie opens as a young woman named Guo Jing gets a rude awakening in her relationship. The man she had been dating tells her that he never really saw her as a girlfriend. In fact, he specifically recalls the day when he realized Guo was not at all attractive and equates her face with a car crash. This brutal breakup leaves her deeply insecure about her physical appearance. Unfortunately for Guo, her insecurities are further consolidated when she enters the market in search of a job. Her boring and dull face is unable to attract potential employers. Despite being an honor student in Chinese literature, several agencies refuse to even give her an application form, pointing out that she is not physically attractive. Frustrated at being rejected for her looks, Guo finally decides to get a double eyelid surgery to enhance her appeal. The procedure creates an eyelid crease, resulting in a larger and more symmetrical almond-shaped eye. It is quite a commonplace surgery in Korea as well as China. However, it is expensive, and a fresh graduate like Guo cannot afford it. Hence, Guo decides to earn money for her double eyelid surgery by working whatever job she can find. She eventually gets hired at a maternity clinic, which offers all kinds of services from surrogacy to egg donation. The clinic pays 7,000 yen to any volunteer if they get hired by the clients. Unfortunately, despite going through 25 screenings, no client picks Guo, leaving her insecure as well as penniless. A few days later, Guo learns that the student who had bagged the highest percentage in her university was found to have cheated during the exams. Hence, the scholarship prize is withdrawn from the student and given to the next in line, which happens to be Guo. This gives her a grand total of 3,000 yen. Luckily, this sum of money is enough to get her a double eyelid surgery from a respected surgeon named Dr. Kim. In a positive turn of events, the surgery goes perfectly for our heroine. Her eyes now look bigger and more beautiful. On the other hand, she also gets an interview invitation from one of the biggest foreign companies in China, Daisung Group. Daisung is a top company from South Korea and is very meticulous with its screening program. At the first round of interviews, the candidates are run through rigorous physical and team coordination-based tests. Guo fears that the surgery scars might be easily noticeable and hence result in expulsion from the interview. The South Koreans are very strict with plastic surgery, and such procedures are frowned upon, especially by the older generation. However, Guo gets through to the final round, where she, along with 4 other candidates, are questioned directly by the board of directors. In the face-to-face interview, she wins the admiration of one of Daisung's directors, Raymond. The outspoken director loves Guo's original perspective and her ability to admit that she doesn't know all the answers. This is enough to get her hired at the prestigious company. Unfortunately, on her first day at work, Guo once again gets a reality check. The head secretary strictly warns everyone that they will be held to a high aesthetic standard. Moreover, the seating is also arranged on the basis of attractiveness. The most attractive employees are placed closer to the CEO's office, while the least attractive, like Guo, are placed further away. Meanwhile, Raymond approaches Guo for a suggestion about an ad campaign that the company plans to run. Their conversation is awkward because she keeps trying to maintain a distance from Raymond so that her surgery scars remain unnoticed. But she also demonstrates her excellent grasp of the Chinese language by coming up with a brilliant tagline for the ad campaign. After a few days, Guo notices Raymond coming out of a rather shady shop by the street side. After he leaves, she enters the shop, only to find it's an adult store. The owner confirms that Raymond bought a whole stack of adult DVDs. At this moment, it's revealed that Raymond is a womanizer who flirts with several good-looking employees at the office. Although this disheartens Guo slightly, she does not take it too seriously. A few months pass, and the work environment at Daisung does not get any easier for Guo. She discovers that the head secretary is obsessed with sending emails for even the smallest of things, which constantly increases her workload. Meanwhile, she has no chemistry with her colleagues, making work even more unbearable. Furthermore, the company organizes taekwondo sessions to build team spirit, but during these sessions, the higher-ups pick on the ugly lower-level employees. This further cements the idea in Guo's head that the only way to progress in the company is to be physically attractive. That weekend, the head secretary forces her to come to the office and arrange all the files in alphabetical order. Coincidentally, Raymond is also at the office, and he notices Guo working. He approaches her and strikes up a conversation by inquiring if she is single. Taken aback, Guo lies about having a boyfriend who works at Microsoft. Raymond then jokingly asks to see a photo of her boyfriend. However, their conversation is interrupted by a beautiful woman who urges Raymond to hurry up for a lunch date. It is then revealed that Guo has started to develop feelings for Raymond. But seeing him constantly flirting with several beautiful women leaves her disheartened. A few days pass and Daesung employees get ready for the annual Spring Ball Festival party. In order to show Raymond her sensual side, Guo forces herself in a tight, sleek dress. However, at the party, she can barely move because of her attire and remains seated in one corner, all by herself. After a while, she notices several of her male colleagues checking out the beautiful girls at the party. Even Xia Sung, an average-looking female employee, gets a lot of attention because she's wearing a tight dress that reveals her chest. This leads Guo to think that for a woman to be attractive, large breasts are equally important. After the party is over, Raymond once again finds himself alone with Guo. He compliments her simplicity and casually adds that he would have pursued her had she been single. This boosts Guo's morale. However, she has seen firsthand how attractive people get positive treatment at the office. Hence, she once again visits Dr. Kim's office, consulting him about getting a nose and jaw reconstruction. He gives her the green light, but says the procedure will cost a lot of money, which she currently doesn't have. Later at work, Guo talks to one of the senior executives named Monica and gets some valuable fashion tips. She then begins to dress smart, which only elevates her overall appeal. Just as she had hoped for, all the work on her appearance pays off as her desk is shifted closer to the CEO's office. After a few weeks, the employees get a few days of holiday for the Spring Festival. However, Guo continues to work even during these holidays to gather enough money for the nose and jaw reconstruction surgery. She gets a temporary gig as a retail agent and starts giving people tours of several apartments in Beijing. One afternoon, she coerces an old couple to come see one of the apartments. Desperate to make a commission from the sale of the apartment, she resorts to lying. She tells the elderly couple that there's almost no down payment required while buying, and the rent rates in the area are unusually high. But when the elderly couple call in their young son to inspect the property, Guo is left speechless. The couple's son is none other than her boss, Raymond. Embarrassed, she quickly admits that she has been lying about the merits of the apartment. She then pleads with Raymond to not punish her for lying. To her surprise, he quickly dismisses the subject and asks her on a date to a concert. Surprised by the offer, Guo stutters for a bit, but eventually accepts. In the next scene, Guo gathers all the money she has and goes forward with the nose and jaw reconstruction surgery with Dr. Kim. It takes her the rest of the Spring Festival holiday to heal from the surgery. Eventually, the results of the procedure stun her. Guo believes that she's more good-looking than before and is very happy with the outcome. Unfortunately, when the day of the date arrives, Raymond informs Guo that the concert has been cancelled. Determined not to let her efforts go to waste, she asks him out for dinner, which he happily agrees to. That night, Guo and Raymond meet in an expensive restaurant. She strategically sits in the dimly lit seat so that she does not appear drastically different to Raymond. From their conversation, it's revealed that Raymond currently does not have a girlfriend. He does, however, have casual relationships with several women. He then reveals that he broke up with his last girlfriend 2 years ago. To Guo's horror, the cause of their breakup was that Raymond's ex-girlfriend had lied to him about her several plastic surgeries. After that incident, he started to hate people who underwent such surgeries to enhance their physical appearance. This revelation leaves Guo speechless, and she spends the rest of the dinner concealed in the dimly lit seat. Later, while returning home, she decides to admit all her surgeries to Raymond the very next day. However, the following day, when Guo reaches the office, all her resolve goes out of the window. She receives an expensive gift from Raymond, while all her colleagues marvel at her beauty. Thus, she lies to everyone that she has become prettier due to her new skincare products. Furthermore, the head secretary tells her that the good-looking employees are being selected to go on luxury business trips, while the ugly ones are sent to do arduous tasks. Hearing this, Guo decides to continue lying for the time being. A few days later, Raymond and Guo go on a business trip to the city of Chiqi in southern China. There, after a fight with a taxi driver, the two take a camel ride to their hotel. The duo slowly starts getting closer to each other, and Raymond even thinks about being intimate with her. Unfortunately, Guo slips in the bathroom and hits her chin on the tub. This dislodges the implants on her jaw and makes her look incredibly hideous. Scared, she calls Dr. Kim on the phone, only to learn that he's on vacation to Switzerland. With no other options left, she makes an excuse to Raymond and runs away from the hotel, leaving him confused. Once back in Beijing, Guo quickly rushes to Dr. Kim's hospital, where another senior surgeon operates on her jaw. After the procedure is done, the surgeon tells her about a new product in the market named No Bra implants. These silicone implants firm up and enlarge breasts, giving them a more voluptuous look. Although Guo is initially reluctant, she eventually agrees when the surgeon tells her that the implants would be done for free, as she would be the first patient to get them. Soon afterwards, she undergoes breast augmentation surgery too. In the meantime, at work, senior executive Monica is denied promotion despite performing exceptionally throughout the year. The CEO reveals that she had lied to the company about not being married during the interview. On top of that, Monica even has a baby, which goes against the company's no pregnancy policy. Although the CEO won't fire Monica, he refuses to give her a promotion despite her stellar track record. Guo, who has now healed from her surgery and is back at work, sees this incident. It further forces her to hide all her plastic surgery, as she's afraid of losing her job if the truth comes to light. Just then, Raymond approaches her and invites her to his house for dinner. That night, she arrives at Raymond's house looking absolutely gorgeous. The duo wastes no time in conversation and gets straight into bed to make love. Unfortunately, Guo's happiness comes to an abrupt end the following morning. The hospital where she got her surgeries done posts a video about the new No Bra implants and the change it can make in a woman's appearance. Although the video blurs the face of the model, everyone at the office is sure that it is Guo. Embarrassed and scared, she runs away from Raymond's house without an explanation and grabs a taxi to her village. However, in her village, Guo becomes a small-time celebrity for her beauty. Local people line up in front of her father's noodle shop just to get a glimpse of her. After a few days, Guo's local celebrity status lands her an interview at a marketing company. Once again, she uses her intellect and honesty to win over the directors and gets a call up for the final round. This makes Guo realize that it was not her beauty, but her frankness that attracted Raymond to her. Hence, she goes back to Daisung in Beijing to resign and have a final conversation with Raymond. Upon meeting him, she admits her mistakes and asks Raymond if he would have dated her had she not been physically attractive. Without hesitation, he replies that he wouldn't have done so. This leaves our poor heroine heartbroken, so she resigns and leaves the company for good. A few days pass and both Raymond and Guo try to move on with their lives. However, both of them find it difficult to forget each other. During the shoot of a commercial for Daisung, Raymond remembers how Guo had brilliantly come up with a tagline for the ad campaign. He remembers how smart, frank, and simple she was. Realizing that he may not meet anyone like her again, he immediately texts Guo and asks her to meet him as soon as possible. He then rushes towards her new workplace. On the other hand, Guo misunderstands Raymond's message and thinks that he wants to completely break up with her. Traumatized by her last relationship, she doesn't want to go through the humiliation of a breakup once more. Hence, she runs away from her work as she knows Raymond will soon arrive there to meet her. But before she can flee, Raymond catches her on the streets. He begs her to stop and listen to him. Panicked, Guo rushes to cross the road to get away from him, but suddenly gets caught in the middle of oncoming traffic. Right before a car crashes into her, Raymond pushes her away. Unfortunately, he injures himself in the process, disfiguring his face. In a twist of events, Raymond is then taken to Dr. Kim's hospital, where the renowned surgeon reconstructs his face. His new jawline and narrow nose make his reconstructed face visibly better than what he was born with. In the final scene of the movie, we see a quick rundown of the future events. Guo and Raymond get married and have a kid. However, they're worried about the day when their son will ask why he does not look anything like the two of them.